Good morning, everybody. So yeah, I don't know if it's gonna keep raining today or not. I see the sun a little bit. I gotta do some outside concrete work and a little bit of paint. I hope, I hope it doesn't rain. It's supposed to rain right after I plan on being done. I'll throw a garbage bag or something over it just in case. So yeah, right now I got like 3 gigs lined up today and busy in the next week and whatever, and it's kind of like not that long ago I was slower than it was comfortable, and I'm about to probably get busier than it's comfortable. It's just how it is. The catch-22 is if I'm consistent, I get bored with that too, or whatever, you know what I mean? There's just no winning with me. But yeah, we got this little like concrete or whatever block wall next to a stairs from that house we touched up yesterday. It's got a little concrete patch and then just kind of paint over it quick, and then I gotta finish some painting at the other house that we started with the patches yesterday, and then I gotta go back to the Ugandan community guys. I don't want to say his name too much, whatever. I was calling him whatever, G. And because I talked a little bit of smack. I'm still talking smack. Then he calls me yesterday, and he wants me to do some of the things he said he was going to do himself. And then he wants me. I did the gutters there, and like it's a duplex, and I to save money out for him, I cut a little corner. It's got a gutter running in from one roof, and then I just didn't cap it and just let it run onto another roof. But there's a little corner where it spills off when there's heavy rain, and there's been heavy rain. And he's like, "Oh, we got to fix that." I'm like, okay. And we kind of do. I mean, it does seep into the basement if there's too much. It's no biggie. It'll be quick. And then, like, yeah, the doors that I high-priced them on, I think I explained that to you. Because I didn't know what I was going to run into. He's like, yeah, can you fix all these doors? And I'm like, sure. You know, whatever. But right now, I just dropped off the kids, and I got to run to the volunteer house for Flips for the Fatherless. So Sam called me this morning. He's like, can we go through a punch list quick? I'm like, finally, you're going to, after I don't know how many volunteer days I did over there, you're going to give me a little bit of paid work. I know you remember me griping about the last volunteer thing. It was redundant. I didn't really even need to do it. He's just like, go, 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 and not really planning anymore. And, so yeah, there's that. I don't know if this is it or not. I think this is it. I keep on forgetting which street it is. Doesn't look like it's this one, though. Oopsies. So I'm going to meet him there real quick and then start the work day. So that's good. So yeah, I'm getting booked up here. And I keep talking to contractors or ex-contractors, and a lot of them are kind of telling me the same thing. Like this, I stopped by the burnt down house, and remember there was someone actually there, and hold on, I gotta turn around. And he's like, we had a long conversation. He's like, yeah, I did contracting for like a little bit, and I stopped. He goes, he's like me. He just wants a job, keep it simple, and whatever. When you're contracting, it's all contracts. You're dealing with your subcontractors, and these people they don't show up. If you have a level of work quality, you don't always get it. And then you got to go fix it yourself or hound them to come back. Then they're jacking up your timeline because you're basically orchestrating all these subcontractors. And it's kind of like road work or whatever. Like there's things that need to be done before other things need to be done, and you try to timeline it all out. And people are jacking up your timeline, it gets frustrating. You're dealing with them, and then the owner or whoever you're doing the work for, they're always on your ass. Because they're always last minute. They're like, oh, I forgot that I need this. Can you do this thing that takes a month by next week? Like, it's always like that. And then that's where I get concerned about if I get into it and get really busy. The concern is about like work and home life balance and stuff. Now, granted, when you are that busy, the money is pretty good, but what is it worth to you? You know what I mean? But then again, like me and the wife just kind of, we didn't have it out, but like I kind of lit her up a little bit about finances, because she does spend more, and she's still in the mode like, to solve our financial problems, we just need to make more money, and it doesn't work that way. I kind of like mellowed it over this morning, like, babe, we need to learn how to spend less. Like, granted, we will be making more money soon and everything, like but right now we make enough money to get by, no problem, just our spending is not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be just fine, even with all the missed work from kids home and whatever. We could do it if we were a little more frugal. But then again, I'm going to give her a little credit, because she's taken over. She's never done it, but she did it once before. Taken the responsibilities of normal bills, and keeping track of that and paying those on time. And that's huge for her. She still has like way less than half the amount of bill money. But to actually be paying them on time and all that stuff. And she's starting to learn to manage her money. And it took her a long time, because she's not built that way, but she's been rocking the mom thing and the house thing. But then again, she's got that job that's like 40 hours a week. And it is hard to do both. If it was like 32 hours a week, no problem. You got that extra time, and it makes a big difference. But she doesn't right now, and it gets frustrating. And then she was kind of complaining about that too. Like, I don't have a day for myself, but I'm like, you choose that. Just on my way up, and I talked about this on my way up to the men's conference, she was like, since you're going to do that, we're going to plan a family vacation. I'm like, no, you plan a you day or two. Go get a hotel, bring a friend or something. Just you. You know what I'm saying? So she's choosing not to, but then complaining that she doesn't have it. That's natural for people to do, but... So you're at this house. I know he's always late, so that's whatever. It's just a couple minutes late, though. He's not like late. So yeah, we had a little financial tiff, and the reason I laid into her a little bit was because I quit smoking, and I didn't totally quit. I smoke like maybe 2 a day right now, which is quitting for me. And but that was always, when we'd get into financial stuff and her spending, she'd be like, yeah, but you still smoke, and that's expensive. But even when I was smoking a pack a day, which does add up, she was still spending more on junk and stuff we don't need than I was spending on smoking. You know what I mean? And so... And I know she didn't like it, but it'll sink in. And sometimes you need a little bit of tough love and whatever. But I mean, I wasn't ready to quit for a long time either. And it was just like me. She's busy now, trying to manage like the things she's kind of should have been naturally doing before anyways. Like I said, I never blamed her. I never got into her about, you should be doing more. Because I know what that 9 to 5, 40-hour a week work schedule is like. Because I wouldn't be doing the amount that I'm doing if I had that schedule either. And like I told you a million times, I'm not even built that way. I don't do 40-hour a week, 9 to 5 or whatever type deals. So I don't lay into her for that. She's doing it for her own, pride and self-esteem, and she knows she should be doing more. Because she's also got a phone thing too, where she'll just zone out on the phone right during family time. All right, here's my guy. I'll get back to you later. All right, on to the next one. I had just a busy day today, and there's people around. I'm not going to tape any of my little handyman stuff. maybe when I go to this next one, we'll see. I know it's not big. I'm not teaching how to like put up a cabinet or anything, but usually when you can figure out the little things, then you can figure out the big ones too. Because I don't know, I just find it interesting. I'm hoping, and this is my life. I'm just hoping you guys are interested too. But the wife gets a call. They're ramping up the old face muzzles. Unless you get your arm stabbed at her work. She works at a clinic. This is just for influenza. They haven't even kicked in the other stuff yet. And then I had to tell her I forgot all about it. I'll tell you guys. And a little bit of code. So you know those tall towers with a power station at the bottom of them that I showed you in another video? That emit lots and lots of, we'll say, transmission. So I was like, because Linda, she's waking up. She's had to deal with me for years with all this weird, what's really going on kind of stuff. And she's just like, shut up. This was before, until it started clicking. And, or affecting her directly. Because like when she's got to cover her face, she gets sick. Claustrophobic, I told you that. And nobody should be doing the other thing. For anything. There's plenty of other ways. Anywho, so like, you know what the new, what do I want to say? I don't even want to say the V word. The new strain is called. Now remember, I just showed you those towers. The new strain is the letter E, the letter G, the number 5. What's that backwards? They always tell you what they're doing, how they're doing it. Like I said though, I love to use my tech as much as another guy. People don't want to know. I don't blame them. Don't whine when your skin is on fire. So I can't do it alone. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going back to this job for the Ugandan guy for the work he said he was going to do himself. Started running into why I was billing him so high for it. It wasn't really high, it was just 4 little things. I don't get, that's what people pay me for, is to see what you're going to run into. When I was just at this project house, I don't even know if I told you, yeah, we did the punch list at the project house, the flips for the fatherless. I got quite a good punch list. I got a little paid work out of it, finally. Which is nice, because we walk in there and they already had someone doing the railing, which he said I was going to do. It's an easy job. And he's got somebody who just kind of does that stuff. And I'm like, well, it's really... He's like, he likes doing it. I'm like, well, yeah, because this is simple. Like, that's why I wanted to do it, too. But it takes time, so that's some hours, too. So I don't know if he's doing it for free or what. He might be. But anyways, he just wanted me to put a new gasket on the bottom of this garage door. You know, the big garage door, the one that goes up and down. And I'm like, yeah, and he's like, how much is that going to be? I'm like, well, it's simple in theory, but you always run into something, and it's a long garage door. You got to slide it all the way on there. He's like, yeah, and I'm like, I got to look underneath. I mean, underneath looks okay. But I'm like, something's going on. Like, there's a reason there's a chunk of it missing on this one side. You know, it's like as if it got cut off or something. And I'm looking for the WTFs. I'm looking for the what the fucks. What am I going to run into? Because I could be like, oh, that's just going to be a quick $50 job. No, it's never like that. Never. There's a reason things are all jacked up. And people try to do it themselves and they can't quite do it. So I was looking at it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this... got a real thick gasket on there, and the floor isn't necessarily it kind of curves, so I don't even know how I'm gonna fix it. And I told him I'll give it a go, only with this, I can't do much about the floor. All I can do is get a really spongy, wide, thin rubber gasket and hope it works. That's all I can do. Because it was been raining a lot, so water was getting in. We got to fix it. You know what I'm saying? So I might need to use 2 different kinds of gaskets. I don't know, to get it to actually function. Sometimes you got to do that and just cut it and beat them at the seam. The little trickle's better than a whole freaking puddle in there. So that's that. But yeah, got a good couple day punch list out of the deal. Getting busy. So anyways, I know I'm skipping around. Back to the wife. So she says her work's doing this just for the flu now. They're making them do all this stuff. And they used to never do that. I'm like, yeah, it's just getting started. And she's like, I really got to hit these shirts things. And I know she's hesitating on pulling the trigger. She hasn't even listed anything yet. But she prayed and asked for some signs from God, and this is a good sign. So she's still serious, which is good. But even excuse me, got the hiccups. Even doing something like drop shipping, that's like a whole new job. It takes a while to learn it and do it good and get it going good. And it's not paid training. So, but I'm like, babe, you're gonna have to make a leap at some point, some which way, shape, or form. Either you're gonna lose that job, or you're gonna get fed up and have to quit, fired, something. And it's better to just get it started now. You can get any old little part-time job. You can even help me right now. I can take on more jobs if you're doing easy stuff. It's not hard to train someone on some of the stuff. But just right now, I was doing paint touch-ups. She could have been doing that while I go here, and I could have been done here already. And if she's got a question, she can just call. You know what I mean? And it'll take a little time to even train her in on this stuff, but it'll be worth it in the end. And she'll probably like it. It's more gratifying than trying to chase down patients to make it to their appointments, because nobody can keep a schedule or nothing. So I don't know. I think that would be cool. And the days I don't need her, she could just pump out t-shirt designs. And she's worried about money. And I'm like, well, the money we're making right now isn't working. Kind of because of your spending. But your spending is because you're stressing out. How about we dial back the stress and the spending, and we can figure out, we'll get by. And until we start pumping in, more incoming cash flow. You can do it. You just can't paralyze yourself with the anxiety. I mean, like I said, though, we can pull off all of our bills and everything we need right now with our income. But this is the extra. So, working on it. Working on it. It'll get there. I'll have to pray a little bit more for that. So, I'm not big on praying for things I need. But I'll say it out loud to God. I'll be like, hey, this is what we're shooting for. If it's in your will, please, give us clear guidance. And that's more psych talk for ourselves. Let us see all these little signs. It's better to see the little signs than to see the big one that smacks you in the face later on, when you could have already been preparing or shifting when you're supposed to. He's always talking to you in little weird things throughout your day, whether it's a whisper in your ear or something happens in the physical world, okay, that's a big red flag. So anyways, I'm almost there. I should get something to eat though.